difference between someone accepting or denying your message. You may have to say a beautiful word to say, but if you say it in the wrong word, it will be gone in 1 second. That's why words powerful. So now this person that I'm telling you is an author of Words Matter. Change your words, change your life. He's a power brand partner. He's an award-winning author of this book. And of course, without further ado, I'd like to call in our guest speaker, Mr. Bud Ayers. Ayers. Go ahead, Bud. All right.
Thank you,
No, Bud.
Tito. I'm so excited to be here and share my book with you. Um, this has been the idea of the book came because as a lecturer, I teach at a college university. I'm watching what I call my kids grow up with the wrong idea of how life works. They're taught get an education and you're guaranteed a job, and it's like you have no idea that that is not true anymore. The degrees nowadays are only as good as 3 years. Okay, it used to be an engineering degree would last you 30 years. Now it's 3 years. AI is coming up so quickly. 10% of the jobs that we had before will not be available anymore because of AI. If I can just briefly say, I was talking to Andrew over here, and this is one of the things that makes us really, really exciting, that this job cannot be, or this opportunity cannot be replaced by AI. So it is like a solid thing. And 97, since we have a 97% reaction rate, that means 97 out of 100 people are going to want this. So if this one says no, don't waste your time. Go to the next person, because there's always going to be somebody hurting. Don't take it personally. You're trying to help these people. And anyway, I got off on that tangent. So we'll talk a little bit about how words matter. So I'm going to give a short version of what Tito just said. Words have energy and power with the ability to help, to heal, to hinder, to hurt, to harm, to humiliate, and to humble. If words didn't matter, labels wouldn't hurt. So that's one thing I want to talk about. Okay, so let's go to my slide. Can I share my screen? Okay, I'm going to share. Oh, by the way, before I get started, on the chat, I wrote my website on codebreaker.com. If you guys could go to that really quick as I get ready for this presentation, because it's going to give me some feedback that's going to help me teach you better on how the system works. If you notice that I have on my name NKBA over there describing me, that's my personality, or that's my value type. And we'll talk about that in a moment. So let me get to my presentation first. Oops, how did that come up? Let's get share screen. Share screen. And which one do I want? There we go. All right, so first of all, this is my book. It's available on... Can you guys see my screen?
No, not yet.
Nope. Let's try it again. It's been a long time since I've done this screen share. Okay. Share screen. Oh, that's this screen. All right. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you see the words matter?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so this is my book. It's available on Amazon, and we won't go into too much more detail about that. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is the words that we use that we don't pay attention to. Okay, fast versus quick, arrogant versus confident, ignorant versus stupid, simple versus easy, need versus want. So I want to show you the difference, and this is really hilarious. I want to show you the difference between fast and quick. Can you guys see that screen? Okay.
Yes.
So I sped it up. I didn't speed it up, but whoops, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Froze on me. Don't you just love technology? Oh. Oh well, I might have to come back to that. Oh, here we go.
Here we go, Tom.
So the lion is fast, but the gazelle is quick.
Where the hell did she go?
The lion was so embarrassed it ran away. Okay. So let me get back to my screen. Oh, okay. So that's the difference between fast and quick. Now this one I had a lot of difficulty with growing up because I was raised Catholic, and with Catholic you're taught to be humble. And so what happened is I confused the two words, confident versus arrogant. I used to think if you were confident, you were an arrogant person. And that affected my life in so many ways because it didn't matter what I did, I always was very humble about it. And what I've learned over the years, because I'm a dancer, for those of you who don't know my background, I'm a lecturer at the San Jose State University and I teach ballroom dancing. And part of ballroom dancing, I don't have to, but I perform. And when I perform, I have to show confidence. The difference between confidence and arrogance is confidence, you feel good about yourself, but you don't necessarily believe you're better than anybody else. Okay? So you can be confident without being arrogant. Now, arrogant is a person who believes they're better than anybody else no matter what. So confident and arrogant, even though sometimes it's interchangeable or people think they're interchangeable, they're not the same thing. Confident, you can feel good about yourself, but you don't have to say, I'm the best in the world. Arrogant would be, I'm the best in the world no matter what. Ignorant versus stupid. Very, very different. An ignorant person is actually an intelligent person who doesn't want to listen to the facts. A stupid person just doesn't get it, no matter how much you tell them or give them the idea. And I don't, by the way, I don't like to use the word stupid. I originally wrote mentally challenged, but they just can't comprehend what is going on. Okay. The next two are going to be what the subject I'm going to be talking about. Simple versus easy. We confuse that so many times. I'll give you an example of the difference between simple and easy. To be wealthy is really simple. Make more money than you spend. How easy is it to do that? To be skinny is really very simple. Burn more calories than you eat. Yet, how difficult it is to do that. Last but not least, dancing is the same. I explained this to dancing. Dancing is very, very simple, but it's not easy. It's so simple that here's the footwork. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Okay? So now, as we pay more attention to the words, this is really the topic of my speech. Need versus want. Okay? So, my talk is about stop needing to and start wanting to. Many of us don't realize that the word needs makes us feel powerless. I want you to think about something. How many times do you say, oh yeah, I needed to do that. Oh yeah, I need to do that. And notice it's not getting done. Think about it. Every time, oh yeah, I need to lose weight. Why aren't you losing weight? Because it's a drag to you. Your mindset doesn't believe that you can do it. Okay? That's why I laugh whenever I listen to politicians. I'm not going to get political. When I listen to politicians or people talk about, we need justice, we need this, we need that. Like, that's why it's not happening. If you want something, you will find a way to do it. It's amazing how the brain works with that simple word. Okay? So when I talk to my college students, I ask them this question. How many of you need to graduate? How many of you want to graduate? Those who need to graduate will have a difficult time because they're not doing it because of their desire. They're doing it as like a job, or your parents are making them want to do it. So it's like, I need to finish school. Now, if you change the word to want, notice how different it feels. Like, do you need to lose weight or do you want to lose weight? Okay? I have an acronym for the word need, and it stands for nothing ever, ever develops. Okay? You'll never see a poster that says, forget the needy, feed the greedy. Now, I'm not condoning greed, but I want you to understand that greedy people want, and so they take. Needy people don't feel they have the power to get, so they're always asking for more. Okay? If I were to find Tito for how many times he said the word need, I would have made about $15 tonight. $1 a word. Okay, it's such part of our language, most of us don't even realize we say it. I had one of my students, I said, okay, I'm going to pay attention to how many times you say the word need, and she said it like 6 times in a minute. Okay? I guarantee you, if you pay attention to how many times you say the word need and change it, your mindset will start to change. Okay? So I put this word together. It's FLAWS, F-L-A-W-S. And that stands for food, love, air, water, and sleep. These are the only things that you need, because without it, you die. You will die without air, you will die without water, you will die without food, you'll die without sleep, and yes, you will even die without love. So let me tell you a little story about Sally. So Sally was a friend of mine, and she did some work on my body. She was a holistic healer. And she kept telling me, you know what I need? And I said, no, you don't need anything. What do you want? She goes, no, this is what I need. I said, no, you don't need anything. What do you want? She says, I want a man to love my child as much as he loves me. To make a long story short, she found him in 6 months. Okay, that is the power of wanting. Now, my wife is here so she can hear the story of how I got into San Jose State. I got into San Jose State as a substitute teacher. And I came home really excited, and I told my wife, this is it. This is what, and listen to my word, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And she told me, good luck. I said, no, you don't understand. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. She said, no, you don't understand. That's an ivory tower. You don't have a degree. Good luck. Again, to make a long story short, I've been at San Jose State now for 17 years. So, for me, I guess everything just fell into place in that sense. Now, I can't see any faces, but if you're familiar with the law of attraction, I'm kind of living proof of that. I have a very simple mindset, and that is, I always get what I want. This is how I think. I always get what I want, and money comes to me when I require it. That's how I live my life. Those two simple thoughts go through my head pretty much every day whenever I'm struggling or whenever things happen. I always get what I want, and money comes to me when I require it. Okay. Now we come to improving your self-talk. This is probably the most important thing for those of you who are struggling, is how do you talk to yourself? And a lot of it comes from our childhood. Now, in my family, we were not allowed to say any derogatory terms. Stupid was considered a 4-letter word in my house. Okay, so we couldn't call anybody dumb or things of that nature. So, if my mother wanted to correct us or say something, what's the word I'm looking, not condescending, because that's never what she did, but wanted to make a point, she would, instead of saying that was a dumb thing to do, she said that was a genius move. So in my mind, I never heard anything negative. I heard genius. Pretty clever, huh? Okay? So let's go back to your self-talk. Do you berate yourself? Are you the type of person, like, if you make a mistake, you're, oh, that was stupid. I always do this. Okay? Every time. Those are the types of things that actually will sabotage you. when I'm teaching my students, I tell them there are three things that determine your life. And they are as follows: your mindset, your habits, and your choices. If you look at any book about millionaires, successful people, it will never say the college courses that I took to become a millionaire. It always say the mindset, the habits, like 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Not once does it talk about a college course. Or the millionaire mindset. Not once does it talk about a college course. Don't get me wrong, college is still good because you want to improve or expand your knowledge. But what they don't understand is the majority of the students have this habit of what I call learn and purge. They will take the information and then purge it from their brain. So they basically, it's like buying a book and then burning it, like you just threw your money away. Okay? So why is this important? Well, if you want to convince somebody of something, it is very difficult to convince someone if you can't convince yourself. Okay? It's very difficult for someone to love you if you don't love yourself. And we're going to get a little bit dark here for just a moment. How many famous people do you know have committed suicide? Okay? They have what a lot of us want. They have the fame, they have the money, they have all this stuff. But their mindset, or whatever's going through their mind, tell them they're not worthy. Okay? So it's really, really important to be kind to yourself. And if you don't know how to do that, get with a mentor, get with people who believe in you. One of the couple things that's great to share is if you're in your circle of friends, if none of them inspire you, you're not in a circle, you're in a cage. You want to be with a group of people that you want to be like. Or here's another one: if you're the smartest person, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You will not grow unless you hang around people more intelligent than you. And the hardest thing for most people to get is change. Now there's two types of pain. The average person will go through 2 types of pain: the pain of change or the pain of staying the same. So the choice is yours. Do you want to change or do you want to stay the same? So this is, my book has over 10 chapters in it, and 5 chapters talk about improving your mindset. I hope this gives you a quick picture of what it is and how it is you want to talk to yourself. Always be kind. It's okay to make mistakes. That's one of the hardest things to teach my students in dance. There's a reason why you're taking lessons, because you don't know how to do something. One of the things that drives me crazy is I hear this a lot: I can't go to the gym. And you go, why not? I'm not in shape. That's the whole purpose of going to the gym. Here's another one: I can't dance, so I won't dance. Well, I'll say, well, do you know German? They go, no. I said, well, Germans speak it very easily. And they'll look at me and said, dancing is a skill that you learn. You're not born with it, so you have to learn that. So change your mindset, change your life. Remember, your mindset, your habits, and your choices will determine the direction you go. And sometimes one choice can ruin your life entirely. I won't go into that one right now because I want to get more into a happier place. Okay, so I'm going to switch things now. I'm going to talk a little bit about bank, because this one is a life changer for most of us, or for most of you, once you understand the way it works. I want you to think of being able to speak 4 different languages. Now, if you were speaking 4 different languages, how many more people would you be able to reach? That's what the code breaker is all about. Okay, so bank has been scientifically validated to predict buying decisions in under 90 seconds. 90 seconds, making it a powerful tool for anyone involved in sales, marketing, or personal development. The system is used globally and has been integrated into various training programs from basic personality coding to advanced applications in business and leadership. All right. So for those of you who went to my website, okay, can you guys still see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Go to where it says crack your code. Okay, and then I'll show you how this works. And you go down there, crack your code, and you'll see some cards there. I'll give you like a minute. And all I want you to do is take the values that is most important to you and place them in order. So I'm going to put mine so you can see how it's done. Okay, and what's going to happen is I'm going to get a report on this, and it's going to tell me how I should talk to you. Isn't that cool? All right. So if you look at my my screen where it has my name on it, you will see NKAB. So I'm going to go over here. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. And I'll show you what happens. Okay, so when people sign up or go to the website, I will get this readout, and it'll say NBAK. Okay, a lot you notice NB, NB, NB. A lot of people are similar here. And then I have one that's a BANK, AKNB. Each one of these personalities is a different way of selling. Okay? The problem most of us have until this technology came about is we sell one way. We sell how we've been taught. And so what happens is 75% of your clients you will lose within the first 90 seconds because they're not relating to you. So let me give you an idea what that means here. So I'm going to go to Isaac here, and I'm going to go playbook. Personality playbook. Okay. So this is what it says. The primary position of encode, which is heavily influenced from the secondary position. So this person is a nurturer. And what that simply means is they're more concerned about what this will do for others than they are about themselves. So with the product, you want to tell them how much it's going to help their families, how much it's going to help their friends, how much it's going to help the world feel better about themselves. This is the personality trait. They don't like inauthentic or fake people. They enjoy training, motivating, coaching others. I'm an N, you notice. You like interaction with people in groups and teams. You seek deeper meaning. When I have a conversation, I want to have a deep conversation. You show appreciation easily in many ways. You avoid conflict. So people, if you're trying to sell an N person, you're going to have to be really gentle with them. You're going to have to be really compassionate and understanding. And if you really focus on what good it will do with their community, they're going to want to join. Okay, as you can see there, you believe in a greater good of people. You support and empower others to be the best. You're empathetic and understand. Now, if you are an N and you are selling, that's going to be challenging for you because you don't like to bother people. And if you don't feel that you have something important to tell them, you're going to back off. Okay? All right, let's choose another one. Let's go back here. Okay. So this next, whoops, where'd it go? Okay, so that's an N person. Now, a B person, let's click on them. A B person is someone who values reputation. So the first thing they're going to be concerned about is, what's the reputation of the company? They really don't care about how it helps others. They care more about, if I'm going to join your group, what is your system based on? They like systems, they like stability, and you want to start with them. You want to talk about, the company's been around for 20 years, our CEO is this. Okay? So a blueprint person is, you expect everyone to follow the rules and regulations. So you don't want to come across as someone who is very shady. You want to come across as someone who's reputable. You want to talk highly about your CEO and your company. Okay? They require people to keep their word. If you are late to a B, you're going to lose a sale. Okay? They're very old-fashioned, and they expect the best from you. It says here, they trust proven authority. You see everything in the world through the lens of right or wrong. They're pretty basic people, in the sense that I would call them quite conservative. Okay? Your agenda-driven, efficient meetings at the start. So if you start and you start small talk with them, you better be very short. You better be great and good to the point, and you better have all your ducks in a row. So if you are, like me sometimes, fiddling, looking for paperwork, they're going to get turned off by you. Okay? So a blueprint, they value stability, structure, system, planning, process, predictability, responsibility, duty, roles. You can see all that stuff there. Now, an action person, I'm going to get through this quickly because we're running out of time here. Action person, or an A. Now, for me, it is one of the last things. These people, the first thing is that, what's in it for me? So you tell them right away, well, if you join our business, you get lots of awards. We recognize people for what they've done. You can make this kind of money. They're going to get excited. You don't even have to tell them what to do. As soon as they find out what's in it for them, and if what they value is attention or money, you just pretty much can let them go. Here it is. This is what it can do for you. And they say, great, let's do it. They're usually the easiest ones to sell because they get excited about the potential for themselves. Okay? And the last one is the K. And these are the knowledge people. Now, the knowledge people, these are the ones where you have to provide a lot of information. And they're the ones that are going to say, I want to think this over. I'm going to do my research. Don't push them. If you try to override that, they're not going to feel comfortable because they're the people who are very cautious and they want to know all the information. And if you notice, my second position is a K. And I do that because I want to know what I'm talking about. Okay? Organization, or B, is not my thing, and I really don't need the attention anymore. I'm perfectly fine being the way I am. What motivates me is I love to help people and educate them. So let's reverse it a little bit. If you are a B type person or a blueprint and you try to sell an N, you have to be very, very nurturing. Again, the N's are the kindest people because they want to help others. Their whole focus is on helping others. But if you start saying, well, you can make a lot of money, you can do this, you're going to turn them off. Okay? If you are an A trying to sell a K, again, you're going to have difficulty because you're trying to show them their excitement. And Ks are what I call Mr. Spock. They're more logical. They want to know how this works, who it is. They're usually the research scientists and people who gather a lot of information before they make a decision. They're most likely the type to make a chart and say, okay, here's the pros and here's the cons. All right. Is this helpful so far?
Yep, but still a bit complicated, but we have a part two to explain more. So
okay.
So we'll do it.
Yeah, I'll cut it short right here. So if you Go to the website, crack a code. If you want to learn more, you can what's called activate your subscription. This is, again, this is to help you. There's two different types of things there. If you just want to try it out, $29 a month. If you want to do more with it, it's $99 a month. What this is, it helps you better understand how people are. And the better you communicate, if you communicate in the same value system as they do, you're going to cut your presentations by three quarters, so you're going to save them a lot of time. And B, they're going to want to buy from you because they feel like they can connect with you. So, in closing, you don't want to have just one presentation. You want to have 4. Here's a very simple way if you don't want to get involved with any of the bank stuff. Ask them this question first. What's more important to you? The reputation of the company? What's in it for you? How does our company help others? Or what information do you want to know? And that will be a pretty quick way to figure out which way you want to do your presentation. We only have like 90 seconds to get their attention, so you want to get to them as quickly as possible. The more comfortable they feel with you with that presentation, the more they'll listen to you. So that's it in a nutshell for me. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me just stop sharing my screen. Are there any questions?
Yeah, before you go, yeah, I want to ask your testimony first. Give me what happened to you when you use these technology.
Okay.
Just a quick testimony so people will know what happened. How come you're in the business right now?
Okay. So, I'm in the business because I'm an N. I like to help people. And when I saw what did for me, I got really excited because I go, there are a lot of people that are hurting right now. So what happened to me was Tito and I met with Jim at a coffee shop, and Tito offered me the patch. I tried it. I didn't feel anything. I thought, I've seen this patch before, not a big deal. Went home. Did not feel anything. I actually ended up leaving the patch on for 24 hours. Forgot to take it off. The second time we met, I actually had a pain. And that pain was now give me something to measure. So when Tito put the patch on me, I realized that the pain in my shoulder diminished. Wow, that was fast. And it was like 20 seconds. Well, the very next day, I woke up and I did not have any body soreness. Normally, when I get up, I'm 67, so I'm like creaking out of bed, arching the back, the typical old person type thing. I jumped out of bed. I went to coach my basketball after school program, and I felt like a 20-year-old again. I'm sitting there taking jump shots and like, wow, this is just amazing. And I had no joint pain. So I got really, really excited about it. And that's why I'm into this business, because I know there are a lot of people out there hurting, and I want to help stop them from suffering, because the suffering is what prevents them from doing what they want to do. Okay.
Thank you, Bud, for that testimony, and also a great presentation about the bank. And some people say here from Ted, Chris Wilson, that was a wonderful, Bud. Great info, Bud. Thank you from Justin and Jensen. And we're gonna, close this time because we're already past 10 minutes, 8 o'clock. But anyway, we start late anyway. So we did 1 hour exactly. So thank you so much, Bud, for that great presentation, and also thank you for everyone who stay with us until the end of time. And I'm sure you're hungry and want to eat lunch or dinner or something. And we'll have a part 2 with Bud. Of course, you will have some questions, and probably we'll answer questions next time. So write down those questions so before we start the second presentation, you can answer all these questions and move forward.
Yep.
So again, thank you so much, and thank you everyone for this wonderful Tuesday call, and see you again. And tomorrow we will have a business opportunity.